Miguel had always believed the mind could play tricks. After his mother died, the house felt wrong, not haunted, just wrong. The silence lingered too long, like the air itself was listening, but Miguel told himself it was grief. On the first night, he slept alone in the house. He woke up at exactly 3:10 a.m. He didn't know why. His eyes just opened. The room was dark except for the dim streetlight leaking through the curtains, and then he heard it. Soft, from somewhere in the house. Miguel held his breath. Probably the pipes, he thought. Old houses made noises. He closed his eyes again. This time louder, not pipes. Someone was knocking, but not on the door. It was coming from inside the house. Miguel sat up slowly in bed, listening. Silence returned. Minutes passed. Eventually he convinced himself it was nothing and lay back down. Sleep came again. The next night he woke up at 3:10 a.m. again. This time he was sweating. For a moment he didn't remember where he was. Then his eyes snapped open. The sound came again. 2 knocks from the hallway. Miguel's throat tightened. The hallway led to the bathroom and his mother's old bedroom. Both doors were closed. He stared into the darkness, waiting. Nothing. Finally, he forced himself to get up. The wooden floor creaked as he stepped into the hallway. The house smelled faintly like the lavender soap his mother used. He opened the bathroom door, empty. Then he turned toward his mother's room. The door was slightly open. He hadn't opened it since the funeral. Miguel pushed it slowly. The room looked untouched. Her bed was made. The curtains were still drawn the way she left them. Everything frozen in time. He let out a shaky laugh.
You're imagining things,
he whispered to himself. Then he heard it, right behind him. Miguel spun around. Nothing. The hallway was empty. But the sound hadn't come from the hallway. It came from inside his head. On the third night, Miguel didn't sleep. He stayed awake, sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the clock. 3:07, 3:08, 3:09. The second hand moved. 3:10 a.m. Silence. Miguel waited. Nothing happened. He exhaled slowly.
See,
He muttered.
just stress.
Then his heart dropped. The sound wasn't in the hallway. It wasn't in the walls. It was closer, much closer. Inside his skull, Miguel grabbed his head.
What the hell is happening?
Then a memory surfaced. 3 days before his mother died. She had been lying in the hospital bed, barely conscious. Suddenly she had grabbed his wrist with surprising strength. Her eyes were wide, terrified.
Miguel,
She whispered.
if you hear knocking, don't answer.
Miguel had laughed nervously back then,
What knocking?
but she had just stared at him.
Promise me.
He promised. At the time it meant nothing. Now, sitting in the dark bedroom, Miguel felt the third knock forming. A pressure building behind his ears, like someone standing on the other side of a door. Waiting. His mother's words echoed in his mind.
If you hear knocking, don't answer.
But something inside him whispered another thought. A terrible curiosity. What happens if you do? The pressure grew stronger. The third knock was coming. Miguel slowly whispered into the darkness.
Hello.
For a moment nothing happened. Then the knocking stopped forever. And Miguel realized something horrifying. The knocking hadn't been trying to get in. It had been trying to get out. The silence that followed felt wronged to complete, to final. Miguel stayed frozen on the edge of his bed, waiting for something, anything to happen. But nothing did. No sound, no movement, just silence. Then he noticed it. The pressure in his head was gone, completely gone. Like something that had been pressing against the inside of his skull had finally slipped free. Miguel exhaled shakily. Relief washed over him.
It's over.
He whispered, but as the words left his mouth, he heard it, not from the hallway, not from the walls, but from somewhere just behind him. Very close, breathing, slow, patient, waiting. Miguel's body locked in place because he realized something even worse. If it was no longer inside his head, then it was standing somewhere in the room, listening, and then, softly, from right beside his ear, a voice that sounded almost like his own whispered back.
Hello?